Greetings, Benjamin J from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, what you're looking at, of course, is two new helicopters that I picked up at Menards. They had these on sale. And like I said, they usually have a huge box right in the middle of the store, just absolutely full of these die-cast metal models. And they have trucks, cars, ambulances, fire engines, anything you could think of. And picked up two more helicopters. Now these things are $3 a piece. That's really, really cheap. You can't find anything made as well as this for $3, that's for sure. The problem was I was going to build a couple of more flat cars. So I asked them where the O-gauge train stuff had been moved to. And this girl just looked at me and rolled her eyes and said, well, we've taken them all off the shelves, seasonal stuff, of course, and they're all on pallets upstairs. So she took me upstairs to a pallet that was stacked about 7 feet tall, wrapped in plastic, and in the middle of that was the flat cars. And I said, you're kidding me, how do I get to them? She said, well, actually, you don't right now. We would have to unload this entire pallet because that's what they loaded first. It's in the middle on the bottom. I'm like, okay, when will you have these things back on display? And she said, well, it's only seasonal. We only have them downstairs during Christmas time, of course. She said, so it'll be on the second floor mezzanine in about 2 weeks, and we'll have them all unpacked and back on display. So I said, okay, so anyway, this is gonna have to be on hold for the next couple weeks until I can actually get the Menards flat cars. And it's really easy to make these, of course, and you can just wire these helicopters directly onto these flat cars, and for $12 you've got a really nice car that otherwise would cost you $20, $24, something like that. So I made all of these. These are just flat cars that I've taken those die-cast toys and wired onto the flat car. Cement mixer, helicopter. This is a bulldozer. This is actually from Dollar Store, cost $1, but it was almost exactly the right size. This one I bought, of course, but all the helicopter cars, here's one of the fire trucks. Anyway, it's really easy to make these. It's inexpensive, it's really simple. Just use a piece of wire to wire them to the flat car. But the problem is right now, I can't get the flat cars. It'll be 2 weeks or so. But I used to fly helicopters. I was a helicopter flight instructor and an FAA aviation safety counselor for about 15 years. So have a great affinity and love for helicopters, obviously. And I've got more helicopters on this layout, I think, than I do anything else. But anyway, I was going to add 2 more. And when you can get these things cheap, I mean, why not? When you can get a really nice flat car hauling a really nice load for $12. Really difficult to beat that. And so I picked up another black one and this bright red one. And like I said, I was just going to build a couple of more flat cars, but unfortunately, flat cars are not available yet, so it'll be a couple of weeks. But I'm going to go ahead and build those and then throw them on the consist. There's 21 cars on here now, and I didn't have a red helicopter, as you see. I've got almost every other color. I've got silver, black, yellow, green, another yellow one, another green one. And I hadn't been able to find a red one, which is what I wanted. And then finally, I found a red one and a black one, both marked police. This one, of course, fire department. So anyway, was going to do a video on actually building 2 more flat cars, but it's going to have to wait. In the meantime, though, if you have a Menards, you can't beat the price on these helicopters, trucks, everything else they have. They're exactly the right scale. In fact, this is what Menards uses on their flat cars, is these very same Denver models, die-cast, whatever. Trucks, ambulances, cars, like I said, fire trucks, almost anything you can think of. They're really, really cheap. They're made really, really well. And they're exactly the right scale. They fit on those flat cars like they were made for them. But No flat cars yet, so I'm going to have to hold off doing this for probably 2 weeks or so until they get those pallets unpacked. And the thing was just, like I said, it was packed 7 feet tall, wrapped in plastic, and there was just no way to get to those flat cars, unfortunately. So I just want to do a quick video on this. I will be building these. It's just a matter of getting my hands on the Menards flat cars. And you can't beat the price. They're $7.99, and there's an 11% rebate on them. So really, really cheap, really inexpensive, and a really simple way to build yourself a set of really, really decent flat cars with some really interesting stuff on them. You know, like I said, a total cost is about 12 bucks to make one of these things. And you just can't beat it, and you cannot buy them for that. I mean, buy a flat car with something mounted on it, and you're looking at $19.95, $24.95, something like that. These are 12 bucks. Really, really simple way to add some really neat stuff to your rolling stock for a Lion, Elk, and Sis. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video on this. I was going to do the video of actually putting these together, but it's going to have to wait. But in the meantime, if you have access to Menards, go down and look through that big box they have of these Denver models. You can find some really interesting stuff there. Really, really cheap. These things are 3 bucks. And with an 11% rebate. You just can't beat it. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.